Ladies and gentlemen, nature lovers, adventurers, and all who seek inspiration from the beauty of the natural world. Today, we gather to reflect on a place that represents not only the vastness and wonder of the American landscape, but also the very heart of what it means to preserve and protect our natural heritage for future generations. That place is Yellowstone National Park, a sanctuary of wild beauty, geological wonders, and ecological diversity that stands as a testament to the power and resilience of nature. As the world's first national park, established in 1872, Yellowstone is not only a symbol of conservation, but also a source of inspiration, a reminder of the importance of stewardship, and a call to reconnect with the majesty of the land. The birth of a national legacy. When President Ulysses S. Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park Protection Act into law, something extraordinary happened. It marked the beginning of a new era, an era where land could be set aside, not for development or exploitation, but for the enjoyment and preservation of all people. The creation of Yellowstone was a bold, visionary act, a recognition that the wild places of the earth are too precious to be lost, and that they must be protected for generations yet unborn. Yellowstone was more than just the first national park in the United States. It was the first of its kind in the entire world. Its establishment ignited a movement, inspiring the creation of national parks around the globe. Today, more than 100 countries have followed in the footsteps of Yellowstone, preserving their own natural wonders for future generations to explore and cherish. But Yellowstone isn't just about history, it's about the timelessness of nature. As you stand on the rim of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, watching the mighty Yellowstone River carve its way through the landscape, you feel the passage of time in a way that is almost indescribable. The land feels ancient, eternal, and you realize that these wild places existed long before we were here and will continue to exist long after we are gone. That is the legacy of Yellowstone, a place where time stands still, and nature reigns supreme. A land of unrivaled beauty and diversity. What is it that makes Yellowstone so special? Why do millions of people from all over the world journey to this remote corner of the American West each year? It's because Yellowstone is a place like no other, a land of fire and water, of mountains and valleys, of meadows and forests, all coming together to create a landscape that is as diverse as it is magnificent. Geologically, Yellowstone is a wonder of the world. It sits atop one of the largest active supervolcanoes on the planet, and the geothermal features it creates are nothing short of miraculous. The park is home to more than 10,000 geothermal features, including geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles. The most famous of these is, of course, Old Faithful, the iconic geyser that has been erupting with astonishing regularity for centuries. Watching Old Faithful shoot boiling water high into the sky, you can't help but be reminded of the raw power of the earth and the forces that shaped this land over millions of years. But Old Faithful is just one of many wonders in this park. Grand Prismatic Spring, with its vibrant rings of orange, yellow, green, and blue, is the largest hot spring in the United States and a dazzling display of natural beauty. The Mammoth Hot Springs, with their cascading terraces of white, pink, and brown, look like something from another world, created by the constant flow of mineral-rich water. Yellowstone is also a land of waterfalls, rivers, and lakes. The lower falls of the Yellowstone River is one of the most photographed features in the park, plunging 308 feet into the canyon below. The sound of the water crashing against the rocks, the mist rising from the river, and the sight of a rainbow forming in the spray, is a moment of pure magic, a reminder of the sheer power and beauty of nature. And then, there's Yellowstone Lake, the largest high-elevation lake in North America. Its clear, blue waters stretch out for miles, surrounded by the rugged peaks of the Absaroka Range. In the early morning, when the mist rises from the surface of the lake and the first light of day begins to illuminate the landscape, it feels like you've stepped into a dream. A haven for wildlife. But Yellowstone is not just about geological wonders, it is also one of the most important wildlife sanctuaries in the world. The park is home to an incredible array of animals, many of which are rare or endangered. To visit Yellowstone is to step into a world where the wild things still roam free, where grizzly bears fish for salmon in the rivers, bison wander the plains, and gray wolves hunt in the forests. Yellowstone is one of the few places in the United States where you can see bison, the largest land mammal in North America, in their natural habitat. These majestic creatures, which once roamed the continent in the millions, were nearly driven to extinction by overhunting and habitat loss. But in Yellowstone, they have found a refuge, and today, the bison population in the park is one of the healthiest in the world. Watching a herd of bison move across the landscape, their massive bodies silhouetted against the sky, you are reminded of the resilience of nature and the importance of protecting these creatures and the land they call home. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone in the 1990s is one of the greatest success stories of wildlife conservation. For decades, wolves had been eradicated from the park, hunted to the brink of extinction. But through careful planning and the dedication of conservationists, wolves were brought back to Yellowstone, and today, they play a vital role in maintaining the balance of the park's ecosystem. The wolves remind us that nature is interconnected, that every species plays a role in the health of the environment, and that we must work to restore and protect these delicate balances. A living classroom. Yellowstone is not just a place of beauty, it is a living classroom, a place where we can learn about the natural world and our place in it. The park's diverse ecosystems, its geological features, and its wildlife provide endless opportunities for learning and discovery. Scientists from all over the world come to Yellowstone to study its geothermal activity, its wildlife populations, and its unique ecosystems. Their work helps us better understand the Earth and how we can protect it. But Yellowstone is also a place of personal discovery. It's a place where you can challenge yourself, push your limits, and find peace in the wilderness. Whether you're hiking through the Lamar Valley, where the wildflowers bloom in the summer, or kayaking on the waters of Yellowstone Lake, you're engaging with nature in a way that is both humbling and empowering. For many, a trip to Yellowstone is a spiritual journey. It's a chance to reconnect with nature, to find solace in the stillness of the wilderness, and to reflect on the beauty of the world around us. In a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, Yellowstone offers a place of peace and serenity, a reminder that the natural world is a source of healing and renewal. A call to stewardship. As we celebrate the beauty and wonder of Yellowstone, we must also recognize our responsibility to protect it. The park faces many challenges, from the impacts of climate change to the pressures of increasing tourism. The glaciers that once covered parts of the park are shrinking, the seasons are changing, and the wildlife that depends on the park for survival is under threat. If we are to ensure that future generations can experience the same wonder and beauty that we do today, we must take action to protect Yellowstone and the natural world. This means supporting efforts to combat climate change, reduce pollution, and preserve the delicate ecosystems of the park. It means being responsible visitors, respecting the land, staying on designated trails, and not disturbing the wildlife. It means advocating for policies that protect our national parks and the environment as a whole. Yellowstone belongs to all of us. It is part of our national heritage, a gift that has been passed down to us from those who came before. But with that gift comes the responsibility to be good stewards, to ensure that these lands remain wild and free for future generations. Conclusion: the power of Yellowstone. In closing, I want to leave you with this thought: Yellowstone is more than just a park. It is a symbol of hope, of possibility, and of the enduring power of nature. It reminds us that the earth is full of wonders, that there are still places where the wild things roam, where the rivers flow freely, and where the land remains untouched by human hands. Yellowstone calls to the adventurer in all of us, to the dreamer who longs to stand on the edge of a canyon, to feel the spray of a waterfall on their face, to listen to the howl of a wolf in the distance. It calls to the protector in all of us, to the steward who understands that we have a duty to care for the earth, to preserve its beauty, and to ensure that its wonders are not lost. As you leave Yellowstone, whether in body or in spirit, carry its lessons with you. Remember the power of nature, the importance of community, and the need for conservation. And know that Yellowstone will always be there, waiting for you, inspiring you, and reminding you that the world is full of beauty, if only we take the time to look. Thank you.